Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel, The Scrappy Butterfly. I'm your girl, Bev, and today I have this lovely project that I have made. Some things are not glued down because y'all know I don't like to glue things down to the last minute. But this is what I'm working on, and I have these trees, and I want to put some like ornaments on them. And I looked in, the little Hobby Lobby, I'm just giving it a long explanation to tell you that we're going to make clay candy canes. So that way I can have them the size I wanted and we can put them all over our little tree. Okay? So, sneaky peeky. So many details, so many details. Sneaky peeky. And look, my lights do more. They flicker, go on and off. And they also, hold on, no, that's the on button. There you go. They blink. Okay, so, and I cannot find my pink clay, so we're gonna make some. We're making clay candy canes, because I need them a certain size for a certain project that I'm going to give you a sneaky peeky of. So I'm gonna get started. You would normally touch that red very last, and actually that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my white all done up. We're gonna put you in fast forward because we've done some clay before, so I've given y'all the basics. So let me get this. So we're going to put this in fast forward and get started, honey. Okay, basically I'm just mixing the clay together and doing my little stringy things to wrap the candy cane around. Right here I try to put slow to show you only need a tiny bit of red to make that pink with the white. You just mix a tiny little thing of red with the pink, and not with the pink, with the white. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? And mix that all together, and that'll make your pink. And so now I'm just rolling out my little skinny mini little candy cane pieces, and eventually we're gonna make a candy cane. Okay, it's my first verse ever. Okay, we're gonna make one together. I'm going to try and cover up this glare for you, but it's, I need, glass to do this, but I'm gonna try to, it's really kind of no better, but I've rolled out all my I want these really small, and just to give you an example, that's how small I want the majority of them to be. I want them to be all different sizes, but I want some smaller than this, but this is about what I'm going for. Now I have curled and twisted these. You can make them different ways, but these are just how I'm making them. So what I do is I've rolled out two, I've made my colors and I've rolled out two about the same size. They don't have to be the same size. And so what I'm going to do, let me back y'all up just a little bit so I don't lose y'all in the frame. I'm going to take it, I'm going to get it started in my thing. Now I can always cut, you can cut them off. Let me put this one in the frame, that little one. If you hear acorns hitting my house, it just is what it is. I have a huge oak tree. So what I'm doing is I'm twisting one side, holding this side steady, and what I'm doing is, you see how big they are? I want them kind of smaller. So if you kind of twist from both sides, you'll get a smaller, and like some of it's going to fall off. You don't need all that. You need to cut them anyway. So what I do is I twist. I need to twist these down here. These are getting kind of wonky down here. I don't know if I can save it. Maybe. Okay. I don't want to mess it up too much, so what we're gonna do is, I want it a little smaller, so let me see. I'm twisting this side this way, and I'm twisting this side that way, if that makes sense, to kind of get these to do like I want them to do. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm sorry about the glare, but I have to have glass to work on. I'm gonna try to cut this in the middle of the ring light so it doesn't affect y'all seeing. This is a razor. This is so sharp. I've thank goodness it was just a surface, like a paper cut. I mean, like, you just got to be really careful with this. I'm so accident prone. So I'm going to cut. I'm afraid if I keep messing with it, I'm gonna mess it up, but I really don't like that shape right there. See, yeah, I knew I was gonna mess it up. Okay, so we're gonna cut off this weird portion. And let's see, I want it to curve right there where I messed it up. Okay, so I've got my little curve, and I think I want this one to be about that long. Okay, so I'm just cutting my little curly away, and if I'd have done this the right way, you could still make more and cut these, but I've got plenty of, things rolled out. I want a bunch of different sizes, so it stuck to my nail. And if your clay gets too soft, I've told you, put it in the freezer. Let it harden up a little bit so you can easily work, especially when you're working with like tiny pieces like this. And so I'm just going to scoop up under there with my razor blade. I'm going to pick it up very carefully. I'm going to do some last minute kind of shaping with these. And then I'm going to kind of drop it onto my baking, my quilt batting for my baking thing. And if you watch the other video with the mushrooms, I have my baking pan that is only for clay. This, you might, before you start baking them, just double check that they're where you want them to be, or put them in the freezer a little bit before you start baking them so they'll stay. I don't know, once we bake them, we'll see. We'll probably try to make some straight ones too. Like this would be a perfect one to make a straight one because I messed this one up. So let's see if we can just make a little tiny, some little tiny straight ones. I might be able to get another one out of this. I'm not sure. So basically, I'm going to take this and I'm going to bake it like this to make some straight pieces too, to go on the project that I might give y'all a sneaky peeky of my project. So I'm going to do one more with y'all. Let me see. Let me get out of the ring light. Okay, so I'm just going to take, I've already folded over my clay. My clay is pretty soft. I'm going to take it, and if you need to grab you some tools to help you along, you do that. You can make these, like, use your imagination. You can make these any shape that you want to make them. Okay, Let me show you what this one looks like. And it's hard to transport them, so because I'm making them so small. But the project I need them small. I basically need them smaller than this, which is, that's probably about the same size, but so that one is kind of like a little curly Q one. So I'm going to transport this to my quilt batting. I'm going to reshape it very quickly. Okay, to the shape I like. I'm going to put you in fast forward, make a bunch of these, and I'll be back. Okay, basically I'm just twisting, chopping, making the little candy canes, just hoping that it's not too in fast forward for you to see what I'm doing over and over again. So yeah, just kind of, I don't know, making candy canes, girl. Okay, I still have more to go, but my grandbaby will be here soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and bake these. This is what I have. Probably bake them for probably around 5-10. Like, I might have to remove some of the really tiny ones, and I probably should have better done this, but probably about 5-10 minutes is probably all this is gonna take to actually get it done. But I'm gonna bake them and then I'll come back later. Okay guys, these are the finished products, all baked and cured. I baked these bigger ones for probably about, I would say about 15 minutes. The really small, tiny ones, I baked those for about 5 minutes. These little tiny ones, because you know they're just too tiny. You can burn them. These right here probably went for about 7 minutes. These little, the ones that are just a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. It was 275 degrees for these, for this Sculpey brand, or that I had. And so I'm just going to try to scooch some of these on this paper and zoom you in so you can see them. And if you would like for me to make some presents, I want to make some like Christmas presents to go with my little project to put up under the little tree, just let me know. I'm hoping I didn't make these too small, and I feel like I might need a little more, but we can always make more. So let me zoom you in. These are my little candy canes that I made. I think it's the first time I've ever made candy canes with clay. So it's all about trial and error. The concept is the same. You can make them as big or as small as you would like. So I like some of them better than others. This one turned out really cute. It's got all the little spirals in there. So just do what you like, you know. I kind of wanted them really small to go on my project. So just, and then I made these little straight ones to kind of go here and there on other projects. And then I made these tiny, tiny, tiny little baby ones. They're so little. Those were just kind of like for funsies. But I hope you liked the tutorial. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see some more clay projects, just let me know. I think we're going to make some little ornaments and some presents. And I'll probably do like a really quick tutorial on those, because with the mushroom tutorial, I pretty much kind of told you how to do the clay and stuff. So if you watch that one, you'll get the basics. I'm no expert by any means. I just like having fun and making my little clay miniature things. So, okay, bye.